Here I am, live and on point. It's exactly 9 o'clock. Oh my God, guys, I'm so proud of myself. I was on time this morning. Got up and got everything done I had to take care of so I could get on here live for you on time this morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Facebook. Come on board. I got some stuff to tell you. Come on, come on. Let me take a sip of my juice. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get some theme music playing here. Nah, we don't want that. Let's get some power music playing. And I do not own the rights to this music. I do not own the rights to this music. However, I thought this would be a good theme song for this morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're talking about freedom. Your freedom. Love and freedom. Good morning, good morning, Facebook. Come on with it. You know I'm here. You know I'm here. Let me invite some people. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Freedom, yes, freedom, yeah. Talk about love, talk about love. Good morning, Facebook family. I'm here live. How you guys doing? It's 55 cool degrees out here in Dallas, Fort Worth. And I am alive, ready, and coming to you with some deep information. Oh my God. I didn't want to do it on Valentine's Day, so I waited till the day after. But I'm going to wait for a few more of you to come on board, tag your friends in this video, let them know they need to be on board listening to this. Especially if you got a girlfriend or a male friend that's going through something with their relationship, they need to be on this live. So tag them and tell them to get on this live and listen to what I have to say this morning. I'm talking about freedom from love. Freedom when you're in love. Oh, I got some stuff to share with you, and I got some bonuses ready for you. So come on board, guys. Come on. Got my juice this morning. I put it in a big old bottle. This is carrot, apple, and cucumber juice this morning. Yes. Talk about love. You trapped by raging seas. We're going to talk about love this morning. What is true love and what is a facade? The day after Valentine's Day. It's a major holiday in America. People are all caught up in the drama of it. Some people break up on Valentine's. Some people meet their true love on Valentine's. It's just, you never know what the situation is going to be. But I want to share with you some information about toxic relationships this morning. All right. Let me get into my topic because I have another live to do right after this, and then I have appointments back to back all day. So let me ask you, why do we get into toxic relationships? Have you thought about that? Do we just jump into relationships when we meet somebody because they look a certain way, they smell a certain way, they walk a certain way, they talk a certain way, they might talk a good game? And so we just jump into a relationship with them. You don't know anything about that person. You don't know anything about their family background. You don't know their medical history. You don't know if they have insanity in their family. You don't know if they have a history of HIV. You don't know what's going on with that person. But you see them and they look good, and before you know it, you entangled in a sexual relationship with them. Now you got a baby by them, and now your life is full of drama, and your whole world gets turned upside down. Let me see if I can help you avoid some of that. Know why? Been there, done that, wore that t-shirt. Been there, done that, wore that t-shirt. Number one, you have options. In case you didn't know, you have options in life. You don't have to jump into a relationship with the first person you meet. You don't have to jump into a relationship with someone because you're out at a club and they look good. You don't have to jump into a relationship because someone set you up with a blind date and you feel guilty if you don't get involved with this person because your friend introduced you to them and spoke highly of them. You don't have to jump into a relationship because your family pressures you into it, that you have to marry or you have to be. We don't live in a culture like that. Most of that goes on in Eastern countries and overseas, where you're betrothed to someone, or you're promised to someone, or you're married off to someone to blend the villages or blend the empires. We don't live in that society in America. So you have options in terms of relationships. Number two, you don't have to settle. You don't have to settle for someone below your pay grade. You don't have to settle for someone below you. You do not have to settle and say, well, I ain't had a man in all these years and I ain't had a woman in all these years. I'm so lonely. I just have to have somebody. Yesterday, guys, whenever I write a topic that I'm going to talk to you guys about, it's like the universe slaps me in the face and says, hey, watch this. Look at this situation. So this was my outline I wrote for our topic today, the day after Valentine's. So yesterday was Valentine's Day. And I was just, going through Craigslist because I'm always on Craigslist looking for things, looking for sellers, looking for buyers, looking for events coming up, things like that. I use Craigslist a lot. Like you guys probably use Google, I use Craigslist. So there was a gentleman that had an ad on Craigslist that said, room for rent, $1. Well, that caught my attention, first of all. I was like, who rents a room out for $1? I mean, I have houses where I rent rooms out and I don't charge no $1. So I was curious. So I opened this ad up and said, room for rent, $1. Looking for someone that needs some help to get back on their feet. Now, you guys know me. I used to be a private investigator. I'm just curious. I was curious to call this guy and get the full 1-1. Okay? So I called him pretending like I was looking for a room for rent. So I said, I'm not clear. In your ad, I went kind of staticky in my voice and stuttering. I didn't want to come across as an intellectual or the real woman I am. We all have a facade. So I said, I don't understand. You said it's only $1. He said, yeah, I'm not charging no rent. I said, well, what are you looking for? What type of roommate are you looking for? He said, I'm lonely. I'm just looking for a woman. Okay. In my mind, why didn't you put an ad on the dating sites or something? He's looking for somebody. And I said, well, how many bedrooms are in the house? He said, it's not a house. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. You would be sleeping with me. Oh, got off the phone. I said, I'm sorry. I have another call coming in. I got to go. This is a lonely person that put an ad on Craigslist perpetrating like he was looking for someone to rent a room. However, he's looking for a woman. Idiot. Put an ad on a dating site. Put an ad someplace else. Because some unknowing young lady would call him, and because she's in a situation, which I say you don't have to settle and you have options. Number 1 and 2, you don't have to settle, you have options. Some unwitting girl or woman would call this man, end up in a crazy ass situation, living with somebody, sleeping in the bed with them because she's getting free rent and free groceries and free lights and free water and probably would be able to drive his car because he was an older man. I could tell he was an old man. He said, I'm just tired of being lonely. I've been alone for 20 years and I just need somebody in my life. Guys, you don't have to settle for crazy ass stuff like that. You do not have to settle. You have options. Number 3, you deserve someone who will love you, respect you, and cherish you. I cannot tell you from personal experience, and I tell you guys all the time, the reason why I decided to start doing these motivation segments every morning is because I have been through so much stuff in my life that I'm like, I can't put it all in a book. It would be like an encyclopedia. So I just want to get on here live and talk to you guys about things. I can't tell you how many relationships I've been in my life where the person didn't love me. They didn't love me at all. I can't tell you how many relationships I've been in where the man didn't respect me or where they didn't cherish me. A man or a woman that cherishes you treats you a certain way. It's not about what they say out of their mouth. It's the way they treat you. And you have to know that you're in a toxic relationship. It's not giving you what you need. If you're the type of woman that needs a lot of attention, a lot of affection, don't get with a man who's not affectionate, who's not going to give you that attention. If you're a woman that needs a man that can empower you when you're feeling great or when you do something great, don't get with a man that shoots you down every time you try to accomplish or do something. And men, the same thing with you. Don't get with a woman that does that with you. You're never going to progress. That's a toxic person. Let's be clear on the definition of what is toxic. A toxic person does not build you up, does not cherish you, does not respect you, does not love you, does not make you feel like the woman or man you're supposed to be, and does not push you into your greatness. So it's very important that you realize and see what a toxic person is. Don't get involved with a toxic person. They're going to do nothing but bring you down. If that person is not affectionate with you, if that person is not gentle and kind with you when you're going through something, if that person doesn't have a kind word to say to you when you need a shoulder to lean on, they're not the right person for you guys. Match yourself. You know how the Christians, they say equally yoked or unequally yoked? Become equally yoked with someone. We're talking about why do we get into toxic relationships? So number 4, Jill Scott has a song. I can't think of the name of it right now. But in the song, she says, I'm not swayed by your walk, your smell, or your attitude. Don't get caught up in a woman or a man that looks good. A woman or a man that smells good. A woman or a man that has a certain walk. A woman or a man that has a certain attitude. You guys know I'm from Chicago. And I'm from the OG city. I'm from the Steppers town. I always had this affinity for men that dressed like Steve Harvey, had that swag like Steve Harvey. I was always attracted to those type of men. But those weren't the right men for me. I found out after going through some toxic relationships that they weren't the men for me. They were cool when I would go to the club and I needed a dance partner to step with because I'm a stepper. For those of you that know, I'm from Chicago. I'm a stepper. However, those were not the men for me in relationships because they couldn't give me what I needed as a woman. They couldn't give me that affection. They couldn't give me that kindness. They couldn't give me that boost I needed when I was working on a project. Because they were too busy in their own ego. So it's not always about how a person looks, how a person smells, how they walk, or how they dress. That could be a facade. That could just be that day. You see them another day and you be like, oh, hell no, is that the same person? So guys, don't get caught up in toxic relationships because he or she smelled good. Because he or she had on that dress or that suit that night. Because he or she had a certain swag in their walk. Don't get caught up in toxic relationships based on that. In relationships, you need to get to know a person. I'm a big advocate of Steve Harvey's 90-day rule. I don't have no problem with that. You need 90 days to get to know a person. And sometimes you don't even find out a lot of things about them then. How many of you have jumped into relationships and go meet the person's family after you done had sex with them and everything? You go meet the person's family and found out that's the craziest darn family, and you don't want nothing to do with those people, and you don't want to be involved with them. Now you deep in a relationship with them. How many of you have got deeply involved with a person, including myself, and found out he just got out of the penitentiary doing 15 years? Come on. Fess up. I'm being vulnerable. Fess up. Put some comments. Give me some hearts, some thumbs up. You got involved with somebody and found out they just got out. Look, just got out. And you like, oh, hell no. I'm not saying I have anything against brothers just not prison. That's just not my style. I'm not trying to date no brother that just got out of prison. I'm not interested in that. How many of you have gotten into a relationship and found out he's one religion and you another, and you all don't have a darn thing in common? You don't have nothing in common. You end up arguing over stuff. Or you get into a relationship and jump and marry somebody and find out they got a whole different style of raising kids based on their childhood because they kept it a secret from you how they were raised. You found out they were abused by their father or their mother. So when they start abusing the kids, you're like, what? Stop jumping into relationships and you don't know the person. We live in a day and age of social media. You can find out anything about anybody. There are no secrets now. Research a woman or a man before you get in a relationship with them. Matter of fact, before you go on the first date, get their name and information and stuff and research them. How many times have you women out there went out with a man, dating a man, fell in love with the man, and found out he got a wife and 3 kids? Y'all know I ain't just talking to myself here. Give me some hearts and thumbs up. You know I'm not talking to myself. How many men out there have got in relationships with women and found out the woman has a husband at home and kids, living out in the suburbs, married to Dr. Bob or Dennis Bob? And she just wanted to get away from home, or she wanted to get, what do you call it? She just wanted to feel alive again because their relationship at home is dead. She's got the big house in the suburbs. She's got the Range Rover. She's got the kids in private school. She's got the black credit card. But she's not getting any affection or attention at home. So she comes out to a club and meets you. And you get all caught up in this woman. And you find out she's married to a politician or a dentist. Come on. I know some of you all been there, done that, wore that t-shirt. Don't act like you haven't. I'm coming to you the day after Valentine's Day to wake you up. Because a lot of you went out Valentine's Day and met somebody at a club, at a banquet, at an event, at a community gathering, at church. You went somewhere and met somebody and you just fell in love instantly. Oh my God, he's the one for me. Or she's the one for me. And you don't know a darn thing about that person. You better start acting like a private detective in this day and age, because you don't know what secrets lurk behind a person. You don't know what secrets lurk behind a person. That was number 4. Don't get caught up in the way a person looks, smells, walks, or talks, because people can talk a good game. And we all know this. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, am I telling the truth? Am I telling the truth here? What qualifies me to talk to you about this? Because I've been married 6 times. 6 times. And none of them were to the right person. And yeah, you might say, well, why did you keep getting married? Because I believe in the institution of marriage. So I was trying to find Mr. Right for me, but I kept finding Mr. Wrong. None of them could help propel me to the woman I am today. Had I stayed with any of them, I wouldn't be on this broadcast talking to you today, because I wouldn't be this woman. I wouldn't be this power force. I wouldn't be this boss babe. I wouldn't be this woman if I had stayed with any of those 6 men. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I'm still cool with some of them. Number 5. Number 5. Research. 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 Research someone before you just jump in the deep water. You can go on social media and find anybody, find all their family members, all their relatives, research the heck out of them, and find out what you're stepping into before you put your toe in the water. I said before you put your toe in the water. I'm in real estate investing. One of our jobs is to find and research people. How much effort, ladies and gentlemen, does it take for you to research somebody before you jump into a relationship with them? Don't just think that your life is that precarious or your life is that unworthy. You're talking about a relationship with another human being that you don't know what's going on in their life, in their mind, in their thoughts, or what type of family they come from. You could be getting in a relationship with somebody who comes from a family of mass murderers. You could be getting in a relationship with a person who has a family that has a history of mental illness. You could be getting into a relationship with a family of a person who has huge criminal activities going on. Think about these things, guys. I'm not just telling you this from, beating up on you or ranting to you. I'm telling you this from experiences that I've been through. Number 6, hurt people hurt people. People that have been through abusive relationships, and many times, they do shows about this all the time. Many times when a man has just come out of a bad relationship where the woman has broke up with him, or a woman has just come back out of a relationship where the man has broke up with her or cheated on her or something, you're a rebound. You are a rebound. Sloppy seconds. Yeah, I'm hurting some feelings, but I'm telling the truth. Give me some thumbs up if I'm telling the truth. I'll wait for it. I got plenty of juice here. Tell me if you're a rebound or you've been a rebound person. Why would you lower yourself to those standards? Don't be a rebound, guys. And women, stop inviting men over to your house as soon as you meet them. Your house is your private sanctuary. If that idiot is a nutcase and he wants to stalk you or come back and harm you, now he knows where you live. Men, the same thing. I'm telling you the same thing. Stop jumping and bringing people over to your house as soon as you meet them. Now they know where you live. They've been inside your house. They see what doors, what windows. Come on. We live in a day and age when we got a lot of crazy people out here. Stop being that easy with a capital E. Stop being easy like Sunday morning. It's not that serious. Hurt people hurt people. Spend time with a person and ask them more questions. On that first date, instead of looking at their lips and their teeth and thinking about how it's going to feel when they make love to you, and them reaching across the table, touching your hand, or you touching theirs, or they telling you how beautiful you are and how gorgeous you look, bump all that. Bump that. You need to be asking some questions. You need to be doing an interview. And I don't care if the dating sites say, well, you shouldn't do this on the first date and you shouldn't do that. Damn that. I want to know some stuff. Inquiring minds want to know. And 9 times out of 10, you can tell when a person is lying to you. It's just a gut feeling that you'll have. I can tell you one time I was on a date with a gentleman. I'll never forget this. I was on a date with a gentleman, and he told me so many lies in the run of like 20 or 30 minutes. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, is he aware of what he just said to me? Is he aware of how many lies he's told me in the last 20 minutes? Guys, one thing I learned from one of my mentors, whenever you go into a place, I don't care if it's a restaurant, someone's house, a store, whatever, always look for the exits. It so happened that there was an exit back by the ladies' bathroom. I excused myself and told him I was going to the restroom. And baby, I exited out the back door, went around the back, and got in my car and left. And that's why I tell ladies when I have clients that want advice on relationships, I tell them, always drive your own car. Suppose I had been dependent on this fool to take me home and I'm ready to go. Because he done sat there and told me 20 lies in 20 minutes. I was able to leave in my own car. And because I hadn't taken him to my house, because he didn't know where I lived, he didn't know where I lived, he didn't know anything personal about me because I wasn't telling him nothing. I was asking all the questions. I didn't have to worry about him. I didn't have to see him again. Stop jumping in the deep water and you don't know how to swim. And the other thing that you do, when you're going on a date with somebody, I know a lot of you are secretive and stuff like that, and you don't want people to know. Let me tell you something. For your safety in this day and age, you better text somebody that you know that you trust and say, I'm going out with Bob Jones. We're meeting at Papa Do's at 8 o'clock on 163 or 161 in Irving. You better tell somebody where you're at. And you might even want to go so far as taking a picture of their license plate number and sending that to somebody. How many horror stories have we seen on the internet of people going on dates and coming up missing or disappearing or whatever? You don't know what craziness is going on in a person's mind. We're talking about toxic relationships and protecting yourself. That was 6 ways. Number 1, you have options. Number 2, you don't have to settle. Number 3, you deserve someone who will love, respect, and cherish you. Number 4, don't get caught up in how good a person looks, how good they smell, how much swag they got in their walk and their attitudes and what they're saying out of their mouth. Watch their body language and their actions. Number 5, research the heck out of someone before you even go out on a date with them. Don't just jump in the deep water. Number 6, hurt people hurt people. Spend time and ask more questions about their family, their background, their relationship with their mother. And let me give you a secret, guys. If you are talking to a guy and the guy says, I don't get along with my mother, or me and my mother ain't cool. Red flag. Red flag. Same thing with a woman. Well, I don't really have a relationship with my mother. Me and my mother ain't cool. We don't get along that well. Red flag. The way a man treats his mother is how he's going to treat you. 99% of the time. 99% of the time. And this is a bonus that I have for you guys. I thought of a bonus to add to this list I have. Don't listen to what someone says. Watch their actions. Don't listen to what someone says. Watch their actions. Because actions don't lie. Let me look at some of the comments. Tawana says, I do it all the time. I take a picture of license plates and even ask for driver's license. There you go. Got to learn to love ourselves first, standards, and not settle. That's correct. That's correct, Tawana. I agree with that 100%. 100%. 100%. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, guys. That has been my motivation for this morning. I'm getting ready to make my second live, which will be about real estate investing 101. But guys, if this has helped you in any way, if you know any friends that are going through this, if you got girlfriends or male friends that just keep going to bed with different women or different men or keep getting in bad relationships, send them this video. Look, send it to them as a gift. Say, hey, here's a gift for you this morning. Share this. Share it out with as many people and groups as you can. Somebody out there is suffering. Somebody is going through the wrong relationship. Somebody is jumping into bed with somebody because they fine, and then they on the phone crying to you, girl, I can't believe he did this to me. Man, I can't believe that woman treated me like that and did that to me. She broke my heart. Send this video to them because they probably need it. And any of you that need private consultations, I am available for 1-hour consultations. I'll put the number in the description. You can reach out to me through PayPal. I have you set up a PayPal payment. And I do a 1-hour consultation with you to just talk, because sometimes you don't have nobody to talk to that you can share things with because your friends know you. And it's like every time you see them, they'll be looking at you a certain way. If you want a private consultation with someone that will keep your information private and just like talking to a therapist, but instead of spending all that money going to a therapist, call me and vent with me. I'm available for you. Let's see what Tawana says. I share with my singles group already. Thank you, Tawana. Yes, this is information that's important, that's vital. I spoke to a woman's group about 2 years ago, and I shared some tips like this with them on safety and toxic relationships. It was about 250 women in the audience. If you have a group or organization that you need me to come out and speak to and share things with them as far as helping themselves inside to build them up as women or to build them up as men, reach out to me. And I will definitely see if I can put you on my calendar for 2019 because I'm booking my calendar all the way out to October. I'm available for speaking events. Again, this is Jay Gaines, the Wholesale Diva. I will see you guys on my next live Real Estate 101 in about 5 minutes. Namaste.